Mr. McLynch told us that it would be a month from the date, the contract date, that he would start work. And to our surprise, he started in 2 weeks.
We were really very happy with Allied.
We were, and the end result speaks for itself.
Allied took care of all of the permits for us. We really didn't have to do anything. We showed them exactly what we wanted done. They gave us plenty of ideas. And once we decided on what we wanted done, they took care of it from there. They cleaned up at the end of the day, which was fantastic, to be able to be living in your house while you're getting your work done.
Hi, and welcome to Allied Home Renovation, and thanks for considering Allied for your upcoming remodeling project. Renovating your home is a huge endeavor, and once you've made a decision to move forward, picking the right company for the job is the biggest decision you'll make during this process. So why choose Allied Home Renovation? Well, there's two main areas of focus here: the emotional reasons and the practical reasons for choosing Allied. Probably the most obvious practical reason is Allied's history of proven customer satisfaction. And to speak of that, we've interviewed several Allied customers to talk about their experience. You've already heard some of what they've had to say, but you'll see more throughout this video. Beyond this, Allied provides expert architectural and engineering services. We'll work with your architect's design, or let our architects handle the job from the very beginning when it's just a spark of an idea in your head. The pros at Allied have an in-depth knowledge of architectural and engineering services such as blueprint design and structural planning. Because of this knowledge and experience, we're also able to provide quality materials and incorporate green home technology into your project. This will save you money on both insurance premiums and monthly utility bills. Another practical reason is real estate and sales development. We know that your renovations are an investment in your home. With that in mind, we'll recommend upgrades and features that will help polish your home for sale and increase the value of your investment. Lastly, there's construction management. You'll have an experienced project manager overseeing your renovation who will make sure the best and most energy-efficient building supplies are used and correct potential problems before completion. This process ensures that after your renovation, your home is safer and has increased in value, and you'll be able to save more on your energy costs. And speaking of costs, Allied has financing available. So if you haven't already received your free estimate, you should definitely make an appointment to do that right away. Okay, so those are the practical reasons for choosing Allied. Now I'd like to get into the emotional reasons, because there's a lot of fear out there when it comes to choosing a contractor. One of the main fears is that all contractors are crooks. Well, Allied is licensed and insured in both Nassau and Suffolk counties, with long-term ties to the community. We have to stand by our work because our neighbors are our best customers.
I was able to deal with Charles, the owner, directly. He gave us plenty of ideas of what to do for our project, and he made it even better than we can imagine.
We went to multiple places to get estimates on what the job would cost. We chose Allied because we knew Mr. McLynch would stand behind his work. We've known previous work that he's done. And we're very satisfied with the results of what he did for us.
Allied Home Renovation has a wonderful team of designers, and we had our own ideas, but they had
injected a lot of good ones themselves.
A lot of good input.
Now, another thing you'll have to deal with during your remodel is disruption. While it's exciting to be on your way to having your dream home, it's also one of the most stressful things you and your family will ever have to deal with. You may be without a kitchen or a bathroom for days, weeks, dare I say it, months, depending on the extent of your renovation. Here's the thing, at Allied, we get that. We completely understand. In fact, most of us have been there ourselves. And while we can't promise that your renovation will be stress-free, we will alleviate a large portion of the potential for stress. Here's how. First off, we're consistent and communicative. Our workers will set up and follow consistent routines, which you, the homeowner, will be aware of, because the project manager will be constantly and honestly communicating what is happening when on the renovation. Secondly, we keep our word. If we made a promise, we're going to keep it. If we promised you'd be cooking that holiday meal in your new home, we'll do backflips to make sure it happens. And lastly, reassurance. Of course, at Allied, your satisfaction is guaranteed, but what exactly does that mean? Let's hear from Allied President Charles McLynch.
During your renovation, there are over 500 components that goes into each remodel. I will personally oversee that each one of these components meets up with Allied's highest standards, and of course your highest standards. Because even after the job has been completed and the checks have been cashed, my concern is your peace of mind. I consider you an Allied customer for life. So even if you had any questions or concerns 6 months, a year, or even 5 years down the road, I personally will make sure that each one of these concerns is addressed. I guarantee your satisfaction.
Upon completion, the initial completion of the job, Mr. McLynch from Allied came and looked at the job, and I had noticed something, an imperfection in the material when it was wet. And Mr. McLynch saw this, and I said, well, it'll dry out and we won't notice it. He says, no. He says, this is not what I want to present to the public or to my clients. He says, I am going to replace those boards. And he took 7, 8 boards and replaced them because he felt there was imperfections in the manufacture of the boards.
At his own,
At his own expense. And this was appreciated. This really was.
We were more than happy with Allied. We would recommend them, and we have recommended them to many of our friends. And Allied really kept us up to date every day, or nearly every day, to let us know what was going on with the permits and what was going on with the town.
So there you have it. Allied is the company to take your home renovation from the idea stage to the dream home you've always wanted. Call us today so together we can make your dreams a reality. Trust Allied Home Renovation. From concept to realization, we get the job done right the first time. Thanks again for choosing Allied. And don't forget to call us for your free estimate today.